They're the unsung heroes of the police force, the ones who always fetch a positive result. See what we did there? Of course, we're talking about police canine officers and their handlers. After all, today is National Canine Veteran Appreciation Day. And to tell us more about some good boys in our local law enforcement, I want to welcome Sergeant Paul Brent Lovell, the canine supervisor for the West Chester Police Department. Sergeant, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you, Clyde. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
First, about how many canine officers do you have on the force, and what do they do?
Yeah, West Chester currently has two canines. One is a brand new dog that actually starts class on Wednesday, the 15th. Canines are primarily used for tracking individuals that are known to be at risk or great harm to the community. Your violent felons, your homicide suspects, any type of gun violence. They're also used for drug activity, narcotics. At our department has what's called dual purpose canines. They can track and they can use narcotics. Now, in the other departments, they have bomb dogs. They have dogs that do strictly just tracking, apprehension, or just narcotics. Depending on what your agency wants to see from the program, they can go either direction.
How much training does a dog have to be accepted onto the force?
It's very department specific. Our department uses outside trainers, and our training class is set up to be 6 weeks. Some departments go as long as 10 weeks. The reason we can go for 6 weeks is we buy our dogs pre-trained. They already have some of the skill set inbred in them already from the pre-training. So our handler is able to catch up halfway through the course, complete 6 weeks, and then they're ready to go on the road. Departments like Cincinnati or Middletown, they used an 8 to 12 week course because they're buying green dogs and they're training them from the very beginning.
And that bond between the handler and the dog, what's that like?
Clyde, I can speak from personal side here because I was a handler for 11 years prior to becoming a canine supervisor. The bond is tremendous. Honestly, the handlers are spending most of their time with the dog, more time than they are at home with their wife. So, picture working 10-hour shifts 4 or 5 days a week with a dog in the back of the car. Not only that, you're trusting that this dog is going to save your life one day. So you have to have that bond with the dog. You have to know what that dog is going to do every time he comes out of the car, consistently the same way each time. So that's why we spend so much time working and training with these dogs to develop that type of bond to where when the time comes and that dog needs to be used, that handler can know that that dog's got his back and vice versa.
So if people wanted to show support for our canine officers, what can they do?
Yeah, the best way in our area is there is an organization called the Matt Haverkamp Foundation. They have donated 4 of our dogs. I want to say they've donated 20 or 24 to Cincinnati Police Department, but in the area, they are by far the #1 organization that donates police dogs to the area, not only dogs, equipment, and so forth. So if you want to help out the canine units, the best way you can do is you donate to the Matt Haverkamp Foundation. They are a direct supplier to the dogs, equipment, anything we need. As you know, sometimes in township government, we can't accept donations from average citizens, but if they donate to that Matt Haverkamp organization or run in their annual 5K walk and run, that money gets filtered directly back in the community to help out the canine agencies, from Dayton, Cincinnati, West Chester, everywhere around here.
Sergeant Lovell, we sure do appreciate you taking some time to talk to us today. Thanks.
Thank you, Clyde. I appreciate it.